welcome to my channel. And this video is titled, A Narcissist Always Has to Have Girls on the Back Burner. Now, he always took pride in, I'm still in contact with all of my ex-girlfriends. I'm still friends with all of my ex-girlfriends. And the only reason he and his ex-wife are in contact is because they had kids together. That's it. Now, as far as these ex-girlfriends, okay, he and his wife, they were married for 20 years. So these ex-girlfriends were from probably before I was even born, because remember, he's pushing 60. So I started to wonder. I'm like, okay, well, if these girls still want to, talk to you and keep in contact with you, well, it must be me. Something's wrong with me. I was the only person that he lied to, cheated on, had a secret life with, went into narcissistic rages, got physical with, talked down to, just completely disrespected. It had to be me, right? Something's wrong with me, because any normal person would not want to keep in contact with someone who has no respect for them. Someone who completely disrespects them, right? Well, honey, I'm starting to think now that these women are just as dumb and delusional as he is, because he would always say to me that, oh, all of his ex-girlfriends are smart, that, oh, he has to date someone who's intelligent. Well, you might want someone who's book smart, but you don't want someone who's, I guess, is, well, I want to say street smart or aware, because he hated the fact, well, he broke up with me so many times that, okay, he says one thing to my face, does something different behind my back. I confront him on that. He gets mad. He gets angry. I catch him in a lie. He breaks up with me. So you want a girlfriend, but you want a girlfriend that's just going to bury her head in the sand. You want a girlfriend who is not going to question your words, or I'm sorry, your actions. Someone who believes your words and doesn't question anything else. You want someone who's dumb. Straight up. So then I start to think, okay, well, maybe these women are just as dumb and delusional as he is, because I remember he told me there's a one girl that he's not in contact with. And he said it's because, well, she's not on social media. So good for her. She's not on social media. And she just, like, I guess after whatever happened, didn't keep in contact. And good for her. And I can kind of tell that this slightly bothers him in some sort of way, because, well, I'm this great person. Everyone has to talk to me. But this was also the girlfriend that he said that they used to get physical with each other. He used to beat up on her and she used to beat up on him. So if she's not in contact with him, if she doesn't want anything to do with him anymore, and if that's the base, if that's what it was all about, well, good for her. Because I don't care if it was 10 years ago or 100 years ago. I'm never going to forget the way you disrespected me. I don't care how much time passes. I will never forget the way that you spoke to me and the way that you treated me. And that's one thing he would always try to say. You can't let anything go. I'd be like, well, first off, I remember everything. Secondly, well, how can I let something go if you are continuing that behavior? Okay. So one of the ex-girlfriends, and I did a video on this, but didn't really go into full depth about it. So one of the ex-girlfriends that I saw the messages of him just trash talking me up and down. It's so funny because she's married now, and she's like, I saw this. Don't like my photos because my boy or my husband is jealous. And I'm like, I'm reading this and I feel like I'm dealing with middle school issues. The more that I say and talk about all of this stupid, don't like this and don't do that, and blah, I'm like, these are grown adults. These are adults that are over 50 and he's almost 60. And this was also the girlfriend that not only he was trash talking me to, but she was a massage therapist. I needed to get a massage, and he referred me to go get a massage from her. Thank God that I never did, because I found out maybe like a year and a half, 2 years ago, that that's his ex-girlfriend, and he's trash talking me to her. So what? He's going to call her and be like, oh, so how was it to give Lee a massage? And like, just, he is such a sick and twisted individual. It just disgusts me. Just disgusts me. I mean, nothing he could say or do could surprise me. Okay. So you have to keep in contact with all of your exes, right? Got to keep them on the back burner. You got to have that ego stroked constantly. Got to have that ego stroked, because I saw the messages of him. "Oh, I can't stand my girlfriend. My girlfriend's getting on my nerves." Did you tell them why your girlfriend has an attitude? Because you're lying straight to her face? You're out with women behind her back? No, you never said any of that, honey. It's a one-sided thing. He has to get as much attention and his ego stroked from someone as possible. Okay. So, okay. Got to keep the exes on the back burner. And he also has to keep every girl he's ever banged. Okay. Case in point, when his ex-wife cheated on him, so then he cheats on her. He cheats on her with a girl who's also married. So they're both married and they're both cheating on their spouses. Okay. And he never said to me that he dated this person. I don't know. He definitely banged her. So he still has to keep in contact. Like, it just, these frickin' people, right? Okay. So you have to keep in contact with girls that you've banged, girls that you want to bang, girls that you have a crush on, like, you always have to keep girls in the mix. Always. Like, oh, the messages of girls that he would have a crush on, or girls, oh, hi, I hope the New Year's is kissing your butt, kissy face, winky face. Oh, I miss your beautiful face. Like, all I have to say is if some guy was in my DMs talking that, I'd be like, okay. And so at least there was one girl that shut him down because she came to me and said, I don't think you're going to be too happy about this, but look at this. So okay. Got to keep all these girls on the back burner, because you never know when I'm going to catch on to your lies and question you about your lies, and you break up with me, so then you're on to someone else. And oh yeah, honey, let me tell you, whenever he was trying to get back into my good graces, and it was, oh, I'll delete every girl off my Facebook. And I'm like, okay, I don't want you to do that because you think that's what I want. I want you to not speak to girls that you've banged, girls that you want to bang, girls that you have a crush on. I would want you not to do those things out of respect for your girlfriend, not to engage in that because you don't want to engage in that. You respect your girlfriend enough, not because, oh, well, Lee's not going to like it if I talk to you. So I like, just, okay. So no respect at all. And so here's another thing about with keeping girls on the back burner. Liking girls' photos. Now, he has, hundreds and thousands of friends, but let me tell you, these friends, and which is what I've learned about narcissistic people, is they're very charming. They're very charming. They're the life of the party. They're Mr. Casino greeter. They know everyone in the building. But it's all on the surface, especially with him. Most of these people that he knows are from the dingy, smoky, trashiest bars in Pinellas County that they frequent and spend their life in, and he goes and plays. So the only thing that you have in common with half of these people is you hang out at the same bar. 60 years old, still hanging out in bars. Whatever. I mean, yes, I used to hang out in clubs in my 20s, but after you reach a certain age, you're like, okay, well, maybe I don't want to be around that environment anymore, or whatever. Okay. So yes, everything's all on the surface. There's no real, I don't think there is anybody that he is friends with that knows the real him, that knows that he is a liar and a cheater, and he goes into narcissistic rages, and he has put his hands on me more than once. No one knows that. Why would he paint himself in a bad light? He wouldn't. Okay, so as far as liking girls' photos, every girl's photo that he would like, they were single. They were not in a relationship. They were single, and photos of them half freaking naked. And it wasn't like these were, young and gorgeous, like Playboy models, because then I would be like, oh, okay. I mean, if, I mean, a pretty picture is a pretty picture, right? Yeah, no. Okay. So first off, he's liking girls' photos that are single, girls that are half naked, half flipping naked with their boobs hanging out, with their butt hanging out, with their freaking nana hanging out. And it's like, but the girls that are fully clothed, girls that are with husbands, boyfriends, girls with their families, not once. Not once. I remember I was friends with this one girl that he was friends with. We were all friends. Like she was a cool girl. She was pretty, she was cool, and I really liked her. And there would be times and I would be like, "Oh, look, it's so and so." I'm like, "You didn't like her photo?" "No." And I'm like, "Oh, because she has a family now and she has kids and she has, a husband so that she loves, and there's no chance of her banging you. So that's why, like it's always, as my mother would say, these little testing the waters little things, okay? So not only, okay, keeping in contact with, people he wants to bang, he has banged, and watch the video, my boyfriend thought I was a hooker, keeping in contact with literal hookers. Literal, like straight up, like that's their profession. But watch the video because yeah, okay. And not only keeping in contact with those types of girls, but girls who would give it away for free. Free to everybody and their brother. So all I have to say is I'm glad that I don't have to worry myself about that anymore. Because yes, I mean, honey, a narcissist, they always have to have their ego stroked. Always. And especially if they can get it stroked by a girl. Yeah. And here's a saying. Honey, it's true. Or maybe it just rings true for him. I can only speak on this experience. Is, let's see, guys bang who they can, not who they want. Yeah, because honey, saw the trash that he was with before me, during me, and now after me. And yeah, I mean, if that's what you choose to be around is just complete trash, then yes, you are absolutely right. We have absolutely nothing in common because you're trash and I'm not. So thank you for watching, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you like this content, please consider subscribing. Thanks, guys. See ya!